We're live. It's July 10th, 2021. Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Welcome to the weekend. It was last night. Welcome to the midpoint of the weekend, I suppose. I'm not sure what's going on in the baseball world. Phillies were playing the Bo Sox up in Boston. That's all I know right now. So, everybody's got a Phillies score. Feel free to shoot that through. Tomorrow's the last game before the All-Star break. We know Monday and Wednesday are the only 2 days out of the year, not counting COVID, of course, where there's no sports that are played. Yeah. Pretty cool trivia. If anybody ever tries to hit you up with that, now you know. And knowing's half the battle, as the saying goes. We got today in baseball in real life. Tris Speaker. Oh, he had a record of 11 straight hits, but he was stopped on this day in 1920. Pinky Higgins, I believe that was Pinky Tuscadero's brother. He broke the record with 12 in 1938. Wow. It's like 3 straight games, 4 for 4. It's pretty good. Chuck Line hit 4 home runs and 5 at-bats today at Forbes Field in 1936. He was a Philadelphia outfielder. They actually won the game. It's pretty rare when the Phillies do something like that. They usually lose a game. Wow, 1945, the All-Star game at Fenway Park was canceled because of travel restrictions enforced by World War II. Never knew that. Oh, well. It's pretty neat. 1964, Jesus Alou, he got 6 hits in one game against 6 different pitchers. Oh, today in 1984, on the 50th anniversary of Carl Hubbell's 5 consecutive strikeouts in the 34 All-Star game, Fernando Mania and Dwight Gooden struck out 6 batters in a row for the National League. Winfield, Reggie Jackson, George Brett, and then in the next inning, Lance Parrish, Chet Lemon, Almond Davis. Well, that next inning wasn't that. No, it wasn't like they were mid-carders. The first inning were the superstars. But still, it's a pretty cool feat. And today, 1997, Hideki Arabu made his much anticipated Major League debut. Struck out 9 in 6 2/3 innings. Wow, Jimmy! Godzilla. No, Godzilla was at Matsui. Hideki Arabu had he had quite a different nickname. If you Google it, I can't say that here. We don't condone that. George Steinbrenner called him something else. A couple months later, after he started struggling, George Steinbrenner. Kaz Matsui, that's right. Kaz Matsui, he had a grand slam in the 07 playoffs for Colorado against the Phillies. One of the heartbreakers of the Phillies that year. Shane Beaver, Kyle Lewis. Oh, you might like these. George Brett from last night. Willie Mays, the retro. And Shea Langoliers and Andrew Dahlquist. I don't know who they are. I think of a trivia question. Jabba the Hutt Chamberlain. Triple play. The goal's the Fanatic. Remember, Jabba Chamberlain. He was supposed to be really good. It seems like all these Yankee prospects are supposed to be good. Sort of like an East Coast bias thing. A triple play to rub off. You rub off the bases. That's added to the trivia. The Yankees ruined him. The Yankees did the Chamberlain. Jimmy's commenting on Twitter. Exactly. Today a starter, tomorrow a reliever, then back to starting. The Yankees did to Chamberlain what the Phillies did to De Los Santos, Spencer Howard, Raymond or Ramon Rosso, all their prospects. They just go back and forth, start, relieve, minors, majors. That's not how you do it. Cole Irvin, yep, and he had a no hitter going into the fifth inning last night. Irvin's having a good year for Oakland. In Philly, he was like a swing person type. Gavin Floyd, another one, good one, Carl. It seems like YouTube's the choice tonight, so that's why we do the dual screen. Gotta get a really gigantic one for OnlyFans. Waiting to get a 50-inch. Tube stakers. Gavin Floyd's another one. They just ruined their pitching. I mean, but look at it. Irvin goes to Oakland. He's doing really well. Here he was a middle reliever. They cut him. They didn't give him a chance. Dave Stewart was here, left here. He won 20 games and won a Cy Young with Oakland. Mark Davis. I was going to say Steve Carlton, but Todd Froworth. That's right. He didn't do much here. He went to Baltimore and he saved like 20 games. Twitter, how was the Twitter, Jim? Was it still unsynced? Because I'm just going to throw the Twitter live out the window. Mark Race, 300 hitter. Mark Race was a good player. He's got Twitter yips. BpsRps on Twitter. Ah, look at this, guys. Hey, look at this. It's a cat. Right? You guys ever see one of these? It just came to my house yesterday. It appeared out of like nowhere. Well, Mini Bips got it. It was synced. So okay. Looks she's just down here now, just chilling. You're allergic to them? My kid was, or we thought he was a few years ago, but I don't think he is now. I don't know. Oh. Today's Catter Day. My man Rob won. I know he's got 2 or 3 of them. So he'd be happy to see that. He has to go to, I don't know what, like 8 minutes in, and he'd be excited to see that. The cat's just meowing. Yeah, you hear it? He's looking at my Phillies table, just meowing at it. We have a Phillies like bar table and bar stool set over there. Brett Barbary, jobber. But check out his wife. Don't tell her I told you. King M told me. Ramon Martinez. He was a good pitcher. Whatever happened to him? You know, Pedro was phenomenal. Whether you liked him or not, you have to give the man credit. He was a great pitcher. Whatever happened to Ramon? He had some good years then. I don't know what happened. Albert Bell. Remember he knocked over Fernando Pena? I think he was the first and maybe only player to hit 50 home runs and 50 doubles in the same year. I don't see that often. We only saw it once. It's a trivia question. Don't type the answer, retweet it. Who's the only player to hit 50 home runs and 50 doubles in the same year? Reggie Sanders. This has been a great pack. Sanders was a good player for the Reds. George Brett, batted 390 in 1980. Talked about him last night. Here's a game action card. Pickoff plays. They're talking about pickoff plays. Matt Murillo. Wow, yo, this is nice. Baseball Hall of Fame. Look at that. This might be a rare card. Check it out. It's pretty cool. Anybody ever up there? Was there the winner of '08 last time? Such a nice little town. They got good grilled cheese up there. Todd Van Poppel. Rookie card. Yeah. How far are you from there, Jim? I think I'm 5 hours. Such a nice town, isn't it? Just that lake, looking at the lake, it looks very peaceful and stuff. Andy Van Slyke, he was a pretty good player. I think he played for the Phillies, right? About a year or two. 2 hours? That's not bad. It's like me going to Wildwood. That's great, 2 hours. Bobby Witt, good player. He's in the Royal system now. This is him on the Rangers when he was a pitcher. Now he's a shortstop for the Royals. Roxborough, about 45 minutes for me. That's nice. Induction weekend. How crowded was that? Wade Boggs, the Chicken Man, BPS Hall of Fame inductee. David Justice, Mr. Halle Berry. David took up karate during the offseason to help his strength. Griff Piazza. Wow. It's awesome. I wish I went when Ash Schmidt and Ashburn were erected. I saw pictures just a sea of red. I can imagine how happy you were with Piazza. Gary Gaetti, my man Rob won, and Ryan Sandberg. That was probably one of the best named packs that we've ever opened. Norristown, Piazza Honda. Isn't it Norristown? Wow. Justice Jobber, Boggs, Brett, Bell, Barbary, a lot of B's there. Van Poppel, the Hall of Fame card. That was a great pack. Sports Illustrated. This is the final Sports Illustrated. Got a live fan. The cat's over there. Indians rookies. So you know about, I think this is 94. I don't know, can't read that. You know, it was, it should be good rookies. Russ Branyan, Jolbert Cabrera, and Jason Rakers. Pete Rose, what was he saying about them? They weren't good. Jobber Cabrera, Russ Branyan. World Series MVP. It's a nice card. I mean, the guy's not good, but pretty sharp. Scott Brocious. Be cool if it was Cole Hamels from '08. White Sox rookies. Craig Wilson, Mark Johnson, Brian Simmons. Pete Rose always makes a good point. Always. Bobby Higginson, Temple University grad. He had 27 home runs 2 years ago, 25 last year, 26 the year before. Oh, man, that's cool. Williams and Catfish. Cub and Oakland Yankee. 87. So Billy Williams got in 4 years after he debuted as Lando Calrissian. Pete Rose's dress is pretty crazy. Jason Kendall, Tony Clark. Tony Clark's the Major League Baseball president of the American League or disciplinarian dude. He does something with baseball front office. And Kendall was a fast catcher. They should honor that for Pete Rose. Absolute baseball. Brand new. I don't know what the goal is. But I could sure as hell tell you it wouldn't be Matt Chapman. Good player, but he's at the boring veteran stage. As is Clayton Kershaw. Willie Adames. I think Jeff's a big fan of his. He really started breaking out once he left Tampa Bay. He's doing really well with Milwaukee. Oh, wow. Rookie threads. This is not numbered. 183 out of 199. Brady Singer, and it's got a piece of his jockstrap right here. Not bad. Not bad. He cleaned it. Aaron Nola, green foil. Probably not surprised. Not surprised about Dykstra, right? Julio Rodriguez, green foil. Very sharp card right here. And then prospects, Mackenzie Gore. Remember how good he was supposed to be? I think he has the yips now too. And then icons, which I agree, Kirby Puckett, my man Rob won. That's Dykstra for you. That's one of the reasons why he's banned. He doesn't know how to act in public. Stadium Club. Yelich. The goal. You would think, with how they're both alienated from baseball, the friend of the friend of the enemy is a friend kind of thing, or the enemy of the enemy. If you go with the John Kreese theory, they should be better friends. Kyle Seager, boring veteran. Yo, another George Brett. How many George Brett cards are we going to get one night? I'm putting this in the trivia too. Tired of looking at George Brett. It even might be a short print, but I don't care. Yo, we just talked about him, Mike Piazza. Here you go, Jim. In honor of his erection when you were there. Here you go. Pretty sharp. Backwards card. George Springer. Oh, it's a different color writing. Oh, it's got the black writing. They're pretty rare. I think the black ones are pretty rare. I think this is the most rare one. Cool. Tyler Glasnow. Glasnow. He's out, right? Is he out for the year? He's having a good year. I think he started complaining about them banning the sticky substance. Series 2. Sucks. I see Scotty just joined Twitter from Denver. He's in the Sunshine State for Futures game. He's checking in from the Rocky Mountain Vibes. There's a sweet mascot there. Get a picture. Carl just said his dad almost beat up Dykstra at a card show. Why and how? And why didn't he? Jansen and Tucker. All right, here is a socially not socially distancing card of the Cubs. This is why the Cubs are being forced to sell off their team. They mess with the COVID gods. No masks, no shields between them. Ryan O'Hearn. He came up 1 year, 3 years ago in September, had like 8 home runs, batted like 300. And ever since then, it's been all downhill. They should trade him to Colorado, Rocky Mountain vibes, and he'll hit 40 home runs. Braxton Garrett, Miami rookie. I don't know how good he could be, but he's on Miami. Here you go. Tristan McKenzie struck out 9 batters last night. Had a really good start. This is the 86 Tops version. Shows you how long he's been around. He had an 86 Tops card. Joey Bart, they just called him up. Really good prospect with the Giants, supposedly catching prospect. They just called him up. Buster Posey, who's having a really good bounce back year. I think we can all admit. He's on the DL, not saying IL. Cole Hamels, 2 nights in a row. Cole Hamels is throwing for teams next Friday if anybody's interested. Maybe go watch him, scout him. We got Alvarez, Brian Reynolds, Cole Calhoun, who should not even be on a Major League Baseball team. Robbie Grossman. Good. Tighter pop, good stuff. That's really good stuff. $88 Tops, final pack of the evening. Tired? You gonna say hi?
Yeah, sure.
While I'm devouring this, we have a special guest.
Hi.
Illy came on the show.
Yeah, I was looking for her.
He was
Couldn't
looking for
find
the
her.
tag. He didn't know she was a special guest tonight. Jeff says hi. This is the first time I have more than one person. Jimmy says, hey, Mini Bips. He says hi. This is the first time more than one person and one animal in studio audience.
Oh my god. Wait, get down.
I can pretty much guarantee that you would never expect to see a cat's ass on BpsRps, but you never know what you're going to see. Right? Look, that was not planned. I guess she has a flair.
She actually, the place that she would do this a lot too. So
Maybe she smelled the gum. Maybe she saw me chomping away on it. I don't know. You little varmint. I'm going to get you, you little varmint.
she likes
Get him, Flash. Goo, 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 goo. Mark Eichhorn. 1 or 2 good years. I gotta watch a replay of that. Walt Terrell, who may or may not have been traded for John Smoltz. It was either him or Doyle Alexander. You can tell me, please, but I won't remember. Yo, Steve Bedrosian, All-Star. He was an All-Star, really, for the Phillies. And he won a Cy Young as a reliever with the Phillies. It's crazy. Juan Castillo and Dan Pasqua. Franklin Stubbs. He had like 20 home runs a couple years with the Astros. I mean, the Cheaters, the Dodgers. If anybody grew up around the same time I did watching TBS, the Superstation, in the afternoon, you would be familiar with Bruce Benedict. He's a catcher for the Braves. If I didn't have that channel, I probably wouldn't know who he is. Ken Schlang is a pitcher for the Indians. I don't remember him. Jack Clark, modeling again. Put this in the trivia prizes tonight. Gerald Young. Here you go, Alvin Davis. He was one of the players that struck out in that second inning in that All-Star game. That's good. Did Lenny say anything? If you're typing, I'm sorry. I'm just anxious to see what happens. Check out Alvin Davis's numbers later on. He started his career off on fire 4 or 5 years, and then it just like crashed all of a sudden. Great power, good average and stuff. I don't know what happened to him. Don Carmen, the Wax Pack novel, his favorite player. Don Carmen was the ace of the Phillies at one point, which absolutely tells you just how bad the team was in the 80s. No offense to Don. Dave Magadan, good 300 hitter. Ken Phelps, he was traded for Jay Boner in real life. Yankees-Mariners trade. The Yankees were looking for veterans, so they got Phelps. He stopped coaching college basketball to play baseball. Harry Spillman. Look how off-center that card is. Jobber. Just waiting to see if here it is. That's good stuff. Good stuff. And then he left. Dykstra. No. Not a fan of Dykstra. I don't like anything about him. He's not welcome on BpsRps. He was the original band. And he deserved it, deservedly so. Jack Clark, George Brett. This may or not be a short print. It is a short print. He, you know what? He's the type of guy who would just blame it on him, on your dad, because he didn't really want to be there anyway. So he just said, "Oh, that guy, threatened me, or I didn't like the way he was talking to me." So he left, blaming on him as an excuse to leave because he didn't want to be here. That reminds me of the kind of guy Lenny Dykstra is. Cool rub off. Langolo, Dahlquist. Oh, who they are. Willie Mays. This is a pretty sharp piece, I think. I think you guys will like this. George Brett. Kyle Lewis, Shane Bieber. Who's the only player that I think it is, or the first player at least, to hit 50 home runs and 50 doubles in the same year? Albert Bell. Don't type the answer, retweet it at the end of the broadcast. So that's all I got, fellas. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend, for the Saturday night. Put on Saturday Night Fever, have a 7 and 7, some BGs on, and after that, put some Keith Sweat on. So thanks for watching. You guys keep watching. I'll keep ripping. Have a good night.